fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Revell, and this week I want to feature one of my Mopar builds here. This is a very unusual, and if you recognize it, this is a 71 Plymouth Scamp. Kind of an unknown car, pretty much forgotten for the most part. Plymouth for 71, they had gotten this body style, which is basically, it's the Dart. When it came down to the A bodies, they didn't have a Dart equivalent, and Dodge had gotten a little excited with the 70 Plymouth Duster, the fastback, and that sold very well. And Dodge didn't have the fastback version. They had their Darts, which are great cars, nice performance cars with their 340s. So when they were complaining and they got their equivalent of the fastback version, the Dodge Demon, which I have some of those in resin that I haven't built yet, but they got their fastback version. Well, Plymouth was like, well, wait a minute, we don't have a two-door equivalent to that, so they ended up getting the Scamp. So the first year for the Scamp was 1971, and it just came in a multitude of options. You could get it as a performance car. The 340 was available in it, and it made for a potent performer with the 340. But when I decided that I was going to build this one, I went a different route. I decided I was going to do a pretty mundane plain Jane version, so I ended up building this. So this one is, I used MCW paint. It's Winchester Gray, so I wanted something really subtle, so I went with that. Oh, and by the way, this is a Resin Body Kit. This is from Bandit Resins, and I built this all the way back in 2008. So it's a kind of an older build for me, and it was a bit of a challenge. And I know this resin body came out in about that time, I think it was 2007. Now, I don't know about current availability. Bandit Resin's website is still active, and this body is on it. So you'll have to contact them for availability. But it's a really nice kit. And there's a shot of the grill, which just makes for a really nice 70 Duster grill. If you get one of these grills and put it on the Duster, so you can make a 70 Duster with it, which I do plan to do, and I do have one of these grills. But there's a good shot of that. And then one of the things that's kind of neat, there's the Plymouth decal here, and you see the Scamp decal right there, and then also the Scamp decal on the back with the Plymouth. You can barely see the Plymouth, but it's there, if you can see that. Those decals are all provided by Bandit Resins, or at the time it was. I believe they still are. And the other Scamp right there. So they provide all those decals, and the bumper is not chromed. I had smoothed this out, and I had sent this bumper off for chrome, and then license plates that I made on my printer. But this was a bit of a challenge to actually build. But there's a lot of kit bashing that went involved in this. And these wheels, which unfortunately are not available, I think there are other ones available now, but these actually came from Arrowhead Aluminum. These are resin ones, but they came from Arrowhead Aluminum, and I foiled the hubcaps, just to give you an idea. So when it came to the build, and there was some texture and there was some challenges, so I cleaned it all up, got it all fitted. And then for the chassis, to give you a peek here, that's from the Revell 68 Dart. And I did a few things. I sanded off, filled in the mount here for the exhaust, and removed the mounting pins for the exhaust on the one side, because I went single exhaust, and if you notice, there's a slant 6 in this. But I used all of the Dart chassis and fit it all, which that fit pretty well. Most of the problem was actually under here. Let's get this hood off. Here we go. So there's the hood, and I kept the hinges. But there's the slant 6. Now this comes right out of the Lindberg 64 Belvedere, and which came with the V8 and an inline 6. I used the inline 6 from that kit, which AMT just recently re-released. So I used that engine in this. And it was a bit of a challenge to actually get it to fit. Get the hoses to line up, get the radiator and a fan. And I had a lot of challenges putting this together. But I got that motor in there, and the entire engine compartment fitted there. And then same with the interior. There's a lot of kit bashing on the interior there. But I used the AMT 70 Duster Dash on that, the steering wheel. I removed the center console. If you can see in there, there's no center console. And I used the high back bench seat with armrest from the AMT 71 Charger. And then same thing, the back seat is also from the AMT 71 Charger. So I cut all those things to fit. So it's cut right here and spliced. And then that's from the Dart's interior pan and the door panels. I don't think I changed the Dart door panels, so they're in there pretty much as they were molded. But I went all black interior. And it was a bit of a challenge to get all of those parts to fit. But she came out awesome, and I'm really happy with the way she came out. But it really was a challenge to get all of these parts to fit. And I think it's funny, this one, I couldn't, wait to show you guys this one. But it was quite a challenge to actually build. So much so that there's also another resin in my pile. I have a Resin 70 Dart that is kit bashed. Unfortunately, it's no longer available. I was going to do that as a 340 car. And I was building these two kind of simultaneously. But this one was such a challenge to get everything to fit and everything working together that one sort of stalled, and I haven't finished it. So it's been sitting for a number of years. So that's in my pile of ones to finish building. But this one came out awesome. And an unusual build for me. I don't usually build a plain Jane stocker. I usually do the full-on muscle with as many options as possible, fully loaded. That's just my personal preference. But I also like building them like this, where when you look at it and you see the kit, it looks like it's right out of the box. Everything looks like it fits. It looks like a kit manufacturer actually produced this kit, and all I did was build it and put it together and just paint it. But nothing can be farther from the truth on this one. This one was quite a challenging build, and I had to polish the paint. I don't believe I got any clear coat on this. This is MCW's paint, and I sprayed it and polished it. And like I said, it's Winchester gray, which is more like a grayish blue metallic, and quite fitting for this very subtle build here. And I really like how it came out. But I still have never finished my 71 Duster and that 70 Dart project. But this one's quite the interesting one. So I figured it's time to show another Mopar, and I figured I would find something a little different in my stash of built kits, and I got plenty to show you. But this one definitely out there and a little different for what I do. I don't have a whole lot of A-bodies that I've done as well, but got a bunch of Barracudas and some other early 60s cars as well to build. But this one was fun. It was quite a challenge, and like I said, I'm not sure if Bandit Resin still makes this one. Like I said, it's on their website. They do show it there, but I haven't actually bought anything from them in quite a few years. I have some of their other kits, so I'm not afraid to buy from them. This one's pretty old, and it had a lot of dust on it, so I had to clean it all off. And I didn't get it real good on the rear window. I was actually afraid of knocking it in. But cleaned it all up for you, and rubbed out the paint a little bit so that it would shine for you guys. But I figured you would enjoy this, and a little different for what I built, but it's a beautiful build. And let's see, drop it and damage it. And I'm really happy with the way it came out. And I don't do a whole lot of details like this one, but I've had a number of them that I started that were full detail builds like this to build a really nice, accurate model. And real happy with the way this one came out, even though I really didn't wire the motor or do any super detailing to it. But it looks like it's right out of the box, even though it's not. And there's multiple kits that were involved in donating parts to this. But figured you guys would enjoy it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and hitting that bell button and likes and all your comments. Really appreciate it. And share my videos and get the word out. My subscriber base is building fast, which I think is really cool. And that helps me bring more content to you and upgrade my filming equipment and all that stuff. But really appreciate it. You guys, you have a wonderful Saturday, and I will see you next Saturday.